You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Welcome to the Doug Bellcast. And now, here is your host, the star of Ring My Bell, Doug Bell. Funny story. I got a funny story. I know that Skanfest passed a few weeks ago. I'm telling you, man, I should have been there. A lot of the fans are like, going, Bell, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. I know Bobby Kelly, Kells bells, like made something up about me being at Skanfest. Like, I think they sold like a lot of tickets. Hey, Bell's coming, blah, blah, blah. Like this whole secret thing. So I think that Bobby's probably making a little bit of Muldoons on the side using my name. Kells Bells is doing that because he goes, someone asked him, hey, is Bell on? Where's Bell? And he goes, I just went on. Bobby tells me that. So Kells Bells is probably getting a few Muldoons on the side from Luis Gomez. I'll bet you Luis is giving him some a little incentive to get Bell fans down there, but they don't want me down there because they're scared I'll take over. Like, they know I'm just going to take over. But Skanfest would have been so cool if I was there because, like, I got that, like, the right, they're all like, Ring My Bell fans, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing would have been like crazy. But I seen Luis. I said to him, I go, dude, you got to get me on Skanfest. I'm like, you want the wheels to come off? I go, because Lou, you know me, right? We had met years ago. And I was approached him. I was at the stand, blah, blah, blah. He's sitting there. He's with this girl. And they're kind of getting friendly. So I pulled up a chair. And I go, he goes, can I help you? And I go, no, but I think I can help you. Boom, boom, Doug Bell. Reintroduce myself to him, And I go, he goes, right now I'm kind of, and I go, kind of nothing, Luis, because I got an opportunity for you. I go, you get me down at the Skanfest. And I'm like, we'll just blow the doors off the place, because they were going to do I'm like, it'd be so funny if you get me down there. And like, because he was going to do like that boxing match with Jay Ellis. And Jay's a good kid. He's in good shape. Guys like us all like to mix it up a little bit, So I say to Luis, I go, it'd be so funny if I go down there and you and Jay are about to fight, but then I jump up, I go, whoa, 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 we got a guest referee here. And the crowd will go crazy. Like, Bell, it would be so, it's so out of control. If I do that, it'd be so fun. And he goes, me and Jay, I go, dude, just trust me, it's guest referee here. And then maybe I do something like Jay, like we do like a tag team or something. He hits me like a high five, and like an assistant comes and puts gloves on me. And I go, like, now me and you, now Bell's here, or something like that, And when they ring the bell, like for the round, it can be to ring my bell, like ring Doug's bell. And him and Luis and this girl looking at, Luis, they're looking at me. I'm telling them this in the stand, right? And I go through the whole thing. I go, ring my Doug's bell. And he got like a little mad because my hand was like kind of like close to his face. I was going, ring Doug's bell. And he's like, hey man, get your hand on my face. I'm like, see, that's good. That's already, we got the rivalry. And I go, that's perfect. You get yourself all crazy. That's what I could do. Like, but maybe when I'm the guest ref and the bell rings, I put the glove on and I go, ring Doug's bell. And then you could get like crazy. And I go, we could like play fight, like we're having like a play, boom, boom, But I'm like, we could just miss with the punches, like that or whatever. And I'll like have it like miss like that. But the crowd will think it's real. I'm like, that would be so epic. It would be epic, man. Especially if the crowd thought it was real. And me and you were like play fight, and I'm like, we could do that like a 40-minute like play fight, like I'm like, I could go down, maybe we could rehearse. Like I'll go down in a second, I'll take a knee. And then maybe like I could get up and throw like an uppercut. I even said to him, I go like that. And I go, it'll miss you. I go, don't be scared, Luis. I'm gonna hit you. I just miss you. And you could go down, like do a standing 8 count or something. And the crowd will be going crazy, even though it's Skanfest. Like there'll probably be a lot of like bell ends there. You could get up, we could just like pretend fight. And then Jay Ellis could be outside running around, stomping, looking for his manager, like, what's going on? How did Bell take this? Because Jay knows me, I'm sure. He's got to know me from the skateboarding days. I didn't skateboard, but someone told me the skateboarders all like we put down the boards, watch Ring My Bell when it was on, blah blah blah. So to Jay, if he's checking this out, but and not trying to push him out, because Bell's been left out in the cold, and I'm not trying to do that to him, but it'll be so crazy, like me and Luis just kind of play boxing, and making like a big thing about it in between, like hold us back, we got to get with each other. The fans will go so crazy because they'll believe it. And if we could do something like that, like maybe have the cops break it up, so like we don't have to lose. Just have like, you wouldn't have to like get real cops or something. Get like maybe Joey Rogan in a police uniform, have him come in there. All right, you guys are going to Pokey. Something like that. It'd be so cool. I mean, I'm telling him all this. I can see the wheels are turning. He's like, but I'm like, I'm like, pip, 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 pip. I do that to him. And he actually, at the table at the stand, he actually grabbed my hand because he said I put it in his face. I think my fingers smelled. Because I'll be honest, it was a couple of days since I slept. And I got a thing with my feet. It's just been driving me nuts. I'm just picking at my feet. So I'm like, like that. And he goes, your fingers stink. And he took my hand and he slams it on a table. I thought he broke my pinky, but I'm like, that'll be really good if my pinky's out. That'd be really good, because then how am I going to get a glove for a Skanfest? So, I said, just think about it, man, because it'll be so epic. I'm like, I know Ari Shaffir. Like Ari's like a Bell guy from way back. I'm like, me and him could do some kind of like a prank. I'm like, I don't know what it would be, but we could do like some kind of a prank. We prank fans, like me and Ari, the Bell and Ari prank segments. We do weird stuff. Like we'll walk over to people and go, they're canceling the festival. And people go, what? And then we could just like, you pranked, like, and make a video of it and like show it like on the Saturday night show. Like whoever you got booked, just put them aside, because Ari and Bell could show the prank show that we're going to do. It'd be so epic. Like tell people canceling the festival, or like, hey, have you heard, like just weird things, like they ran out of goddamn tomatoes or something, like in the store. Just watch people go crazy, or like, hey, anyone see my Uber? Watch them all react a little bit. I think would be so funny. And Luis, I could tell he's a business guy like me. He was thinking like, all right, man, Bell could kind of come in, be like a partner or something. I know he didn't want me to like take it over, and I understand that. I wouldn't either if I were him. Just partner up. But I told me, and they're doing a roast too. I'm like, put me on the roast, man. We'll see what happens then. I go, why don't we do this, Luis? We'll send each other our roast jokes. So like, cause I want to know what he's going to say. So like I could practice, like, whoa, like something, like he could say something about me, like, Bell, you bang so many girls. I wrote this down for him at the table. Bell, you bang so many girls. I'll bet you got kids you don't even know about. Something like that, right? And I even go like, watch how I'll react. I took the hat off. I go, oh, get out of here, Luis. Like that. I put the hat back on. I'm like, that'd be so crazy. We should just like rehearse like the comebacks to each other. And write jokes. And we could get Zac Amico. Zac Amico is funny. And I call him, I seen him one time. I go, hey, little Zac, because he's a big kid, and I call him Little Zach. He laughed, because he's cripes Bell, I'm a big guy. You call me little. That's what I do. Like it's my thing. If I see a guy who's a big guy, I go, "Hey, look, it's Little Zach." And so I told Luis we should just get together, like for a couple weeks before, and just practice back and forth, boom, 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 and rehearse some of the boxing moves. And meanwhile, I'm talking to him now. My hands all swollen up because he misunderstood. I mean, it was my fault for my fingers being sour. My fingers were sour, but he slammed my finger on a table. It really hurt too. And I'm like, that'll be so epic. And I'm like, I'll just write a few jokes down. You can write a few jokes down. Zac Amico can come over. We could because I seen him. He had like different color hair, and it was funny. I seen him, and I go, it looks like what is this? What I say? I go, what, a helicopter full of Skittles land on your head or something? I said something like that. It was really funny. He turns around and goes, what? I go, yeah, helicopter full of Skittles, something spin onto your head or something. I forget how he said it, but it was so funny. I just kind of like riffed it. And he's big on the trauma films. And I told him, get me in one. I'm like, dude, Zach, I'll blow it up. Like, if you really want to see it, you combine like Trauma and like the Toxic Avenger and Bell. Like maybe you could be something like ring my evil bell or something like that, where it's like a take on Ring My Bell, but it's evil. Like you could like ring Doug's bell, like something like that, like a scary voice. And we could do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I could be evil. And you could be like my helper, something like that. I told him. He was crazy about the idea, though. He's like, he's going to go take it to Larry Kaufman. He said he'll go talk to him. So I think like I got that kind of on a back burner. So me and Zac Amico are gonna work on a film together. But that whole roast thing with his hair was so funny. You should have seen when I said it to him. I look at that. I look at him like that, and there's people around. I go, look at this. And they're like, all right, what do you got, Bell? Because whenever I start, people are like, oh boy, this is going to be like for roasting. They're going to be roasting a lot of whatever. So I did a Skittles line. It was crazy. But, and I even told that to Luis. I go, did you see Zach a couple weeks ago? He had the hair. And by now he's like looking at his phone. I'm like, whoa. I go, Buckaroo, I'm telling you something. He goes, what? I go, you see Zach's the hair. I had a line about Skittles. I go something about. I said to him, I said, it looks like you got like some type of chemicals on you. I think I said chemicals on you, like something like that. My Chemical Romance. I forget what I said, but it was funny. Luis was like, all right, he knew it was good. And I think that's probably why he didn't want me at Skanfest roasting, because he knew that it was going to be so just whatever. But guys like that and Zac Amico and like they worry that like the old dog is going to teach you some new tricks. Like Bell's going to come in and teach you some new tricks. But I'm like, you and JL's could fight after. We do our like charity boxing thing. But I'm like, it probably wouldn't be able to follow what we did. I'm like, because I wear it like I got the shell necklace, which is like really like I used to wear this on Ring My Bell at the parties and stuff. But I'm like, we could like maybe you could tear, not this one, but you could tear one off my neck and act like To the Victor Goes the Spoils, something like that. But I was tweeting like a bird, and I asked a question. I go, what celebrities do you want to hear stories about? But it's got to be people I met or I know. I can't just make them up because that's not what this is about. This is about like tearing Tinseltown apart, like the real true Hollywood stories. And Coke Logic, who was funny. I'm like, what are you thirsty? Drinking some Coke? And I said that to him one time. I go, Coke Logic, why not Sprite Logic or something like that? It was really funny. I go, he writes back, he wants to hear about Harrison Ford. And it's a funny story about Harrison Ford. I was at a party I was seeing this girl back in like 2005. I mean, my bell had just gone off my air. I was not really in a good place. But anyway, she takes me to this party in Bel Air because she was like a producer's assistant or whatever. And she knew somebody, and Harrison was doing a film. I forget what the movie was called. I don't remember. I don't think I even knew at the time. So I walk in, and I don't know he's going to be there. You know what I mean? So I kind of just, I'm walking in, I'm checking out the scene, I'm eating some hors d'oeuvres. I had the munchies. So I'm sitting there just picking, boom, 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 shoving like these liverwurst hors d'oeuvres, really good onions and liverwurst, boom, boom, boom. So I see Harrison Ford. He's sitting there. He's sitting there with a bunch of guys laughing and talking. I walk over, and again, I grab a vodka off the tray. Waiter comes over. I'm like, I can't whistle, so I just go. I go, keep him coming, Buckaroo. I threw him a 5. So I have the vodka, and I walk over there, and I see Harrison, and he's talking. And I look at him like that, and I see an umbrella. Man, of God. I see the umbrella. I pick up the umbrella, and I'm pointing the umbrella. And he looks over, and I go, the force is with me. Right? And they all stop, like, what the hell's Bell doing? I go, the force is with me. I did like that, like Darth. And he goes, all right. And I just took the force is with me. I said it like that again, just to get him going, like, oh, Christ, Vader's, Vader's here, and he's pissed, something like that. But I talked to him after that. I go, it's Bell. I mean, and the host comes over and says, who are you here with? And I'm like, come on, stop. So I say to him, I go, I messed up because, I was a little bit drunk. I'm like, he was drinking something too. I go, what are you doing? You trying to beam yourself up, Scotty? I say that to him. But I realized later that was Star Trek, which is probably why he just looked at me. Because I'm like, you trying to beam yourself up, Scotty? As he's taking he's got a drink. I feel he's getting a little bit, because I was 2 bells to the wind, and he's looking at me now. And the host has tapped me on the shoulder, and I could tell the host is steamed like a sauna. I mean, who are you here with? And I go, Harrison. I go, what was your favorite? Give us a Star Wars story. Tell us about something happened on Star Wars set that nobody knows about. That's crazy. And he's looking, he's not saying anything. And I go, give me one about Princess Leia, but not a sad one. I start crying a little bit because she passed away. I go, give us a story. I go, give me a story about Princess Leia. Or I go, how about Marky Hamill? And I told him that I knew Marky Hamill, whatever. And I go, and I pick up the umbrella again, and I go, if you don't, the force won't be with you. And I do it like Vader does it, But he kind of like just turns and starts looking, because I think he's like, he sees that like I'm here to have a good time, and he's just like Mr. Hollywood, serious bullshitter, It's so political out there, though, dude. It's all you know. But I wanted to pick up a little olive out of his glass. He had like a little olive, and I just took the stick and went, boom, put it right back in there. And I did that, and I go, here's your lightsaber. I throw it back, and I called it a lightsaber, And the girl I was seeing was nowhere to be found. I asked where she was, and they're like, she's in the back, she's crying, she's with some people. So I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she was upset that Harrison wasn't being nice to me. But that was such a fun story. It was really cool. And I hung around for a little while. I sat on the porch. They asked me to leave. So I sat on the porch, and I'm not proud of it, but I got sick. I threw up on the porch, all over the welcome mat. And when I heard like later when Harrison and his girlfriend, they stepped in it when they were walking out, that was messed up because the girl had like little shower, like flip-flop shoes, like sandals. And they were laughing. I heard she stepped right in it. She stepped right in my vomit. So the host was really mad. I heard the girl get fired from the job. So that was a bad scene, but it wasn't my fault. The force be with you. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base and just share that funny. But the whole Skanfest hopefully next year. Because I'm telling you, me and Luis Gomez would have such a good time doing that. And the roast stuff, boom, 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 boom. And we'll see if Zach doesn't come through on his promise to, to give Bell a little shine for Bell would be nice. But anyway, thanks a lot. Ring my bell, support Nick, getting shirts and phone cases and all that. And fly wild and stay gold. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell.